A little advice. A little advice. Come on, come on, come on, yeah. Just a little advice. Just a little advice with Christine Little. Check it out.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Little Advice Podcast, a podcast where I, comedian Christine Little, gives a little advice to one of my guests. This is episode number 33 with comedian and podcast host and one of my friends, Tracy Walker. And we talk about how people try to steal her style. What? Yeah, they're copying what she's doing and how she's doing it. And then we also talk a little bit about the art of active listening. And she goes on to tell me about how she comes up with her jokes and hashes them out. Podcast related. If you want to talk to me more about the episode, please head over to the Facebook group and join the Facebook Little Advice Podcast group. Like the Facebook page. And also tell me, have you ever dealt with people trying to steal your style? If so, how do you deal with it? I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Please rate, subscribe, review, and share if you know anyone who's ever dealt with this before. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Without further ado, here's episode number 3 with Tracy Walker. Thank you so much for listening to A Little Advice. Hello, I am here with Tracy Walker. Hello, Tracy.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. Now that I have a little advice from Christine Little. Hi.
Hi. So, Tracy, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a country girl from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a comedian. I came out to LA to live my biggest, wildest dream to be like queen of comedy, and that's what I'm doing out here. You know, I'm being like Nipsey Hussle said, never giving up. Because I've been on my grind, but I'm never giving up. But I'm evolving. That's the thing that, you know, that I get out of my journey is that I see me evolving, and I'm content with that. And I have an issue with other people trying to take my oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's get into that. What is your problem?
My problem is envy. Why people, you know, how do they? I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand the game of envy. Because my thing was, if you get envy, you envy people that have more than you, that, you know, got it, to me, unfairly, or they just got lucky, or they just got, I don't know what makes a person, I mean, I felt envy before. I'm like, wow, I think I deserve an opportunity too. I think I deserve that. Why her? Something like that.
Right.
But when you don't know people, it's like, I don't understand how when you don't know people and they envy you. It's like they come sit by you and start doing exactly what you're doing as if that's their character and that's their personality. And I'm like, that's crazy as hell.
Right. So tell me a little bit about that specifically, the envy and jealousy you're feeling around you.
So it's like even now, it's like if I go into the gym, like I go to my psycho classes, I go to the Y and I like to take psycho classes. I like to take Zumba classes. And I'm like, when I take them, it just feel like, I don't know if because I'm the black girl, because it's like Latinas, like mostly Mexicans and white people, because it's gentrified in the neighborhood now. So it's like kind of like white people and Latino to teach the classes, but I'm usually the only black girl in the class or whatever. And I just notice everybody watching my feet and my energy and my, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want you to, you know, I don't want to teach a class. It's like I'm being forced to teach a class. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? They look at me when I try to close my eyes and get out of it, and then they close their eyes, and if I grunt, they grunt. It's like they're trying to get my energy and my, you know, what's my process, you know? And I'm like, I don't like that. That on so many levels that makes me mad, because even one white lady told me, she was like, yeah, you know, you're so good. You know, I thought like if I could just do it like her then. And I'm like, you know, and that felt better because at least she acknowledged me. You know what I mean? It's one thing to envy and steal, but to not acknowledge somebody, that even hurts even more, because it's like, no, this is me and I'm just doing this. And it's like, no, just say, hey, I like the way you do it. You know, you encourage me or you inspire me. Give me something.
Right.
Don't
So
just
it sounds like people in your class are kind of biting your style, doing what you're doing, and then most of them aren't even saying like, hey, I'm doing what you're doing. I like what you're doing. They're just kind of taking it and not really saying anything.
I mean, every day, like today it happened. Every day. I don't even get on the elliptical that much. I got on the elliptical one time last week. White lady get right next to me. I'm like, I know this can't be a coincidence. She get on right next to me. It's like 4 ellipticals. Why you have to get on the one right next to me? I'm like, first of all, I just wouldn't mind a little space. She get on right next to me, right when I get on. And you can just tell they try to stay on the same level. If I speed up, they speed up. If I go down, I go down. It's like they want the energy and they want what they've been fed. They see Serena Williams. They see we athletic. They see we fat. They just get this image like, okay, I'm going to get my motivation and energy and everything from her because she's a black girl. She's going to do it. So I'm going to, it's like, look, are they competing or something? I don't know what it is, but it happened to me again today. And I'm like, I have to go all out of my way to change my rhythm, my beat and everything so I can enjoy my music and enjoy my exercise and not be mimicked with someone right next to me because they want to keep up with me or they want to compete with me or they want what they think I'm getting from my exercise. You know what I mean? And it's just disgusting to me. I'm like, how can you not want your own experience exercising?
So it sounds
Then,
like they're distracting you from your workout because they're in some, secret competition or just
yeah,
trying to keep up with what you're doing, but it's
yeah.
distracting to you.
And
And
even if I'm in my car, okay, even if I'm in my car, I go to my car in the morning, I get my coffee, my juice. I swear to God, this person has already been parked. Okay, they come out and I'm on my phone because I do, work on my phone. And I'm on my phone. This person will come out and sit in that car and stay on that phone until I pull off. They will sit next to me on their phone and me on my phone. If they pull up, they won't get out of the car. They stay there and sit on their phone. It's like, what are you? It's like they're empty. It's like I think it's like the Walking Dead. Like they have nothing inside. And then when they see somebody that they think have energy or life, they perform it. You know what I mean? To feel like, oh, okay, this to just even to kind of like assimilate a kind of life. That's what I think. I honestly think people are so prescription drugged up, so zenned out on whatever fucking yoga, whatever they talking about, that they have no time left to evolve in real life to a real person. Because ain't no real person gonna sit down and just all of a sudden do what somebody else doing. That's what's so disgusting. You do that when you little. When when you little, your brother, you like, shut up, don't say what I'm saying. And you spark your brother and he say something, you say exactly what he said. We do that stuff. That's called sibling rivalry. You do that and you outgrow that. You don't want somebody to mimic. Stop saying what I'm saying when I'm saying it because you're trying to you want to express your individuality and your space. And that's how I feel now. I'm like, why should I have to be at 52 years old going through this that the children should have developed? The children should have evolved past this. I don't know. I ain't never seen a person one day in my life that I want to sit down and start acting like. I ain't never seen that. So I'm like, what the hell I must be great. I must be amazing, but it's hard.
well, let's
It's not
talk
easy.
about that too, because you are in a profession, you're doing comedy where you're in the spotlight a lot and, you have a certain fashion sense and presence and you do have a nice big energy. How can you reconcile you being out in the spotlight and people kind of taking on some of that, maybe emulating what you're doing because they're like, oh, this is my own little personal Beyonce situation over here.
Yeah.
They're conscious of it. Like, what do you,
I
how
think
can you reconcile that in your head?
I think it's like you said, because I mean, even the way you form your questions are so enlightening. Because, like you said, they might really do seem like they have their personal on Beyonce right here, and I understand that. Because but my thing is, the teacher is up front, and you paid the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if you have a suck ass teacher, but you paid the teacher. I'm even here to learn from the teacher. You know what I mean? Me too. Zumba, you have quick dances one after another. You have to look at the teacher. They rather look at me, and that's all I'm saying. It's like in cycling, this teacher's up there. He's getting paid. He's telling you how to do the class. They're looking at me. And I'm like, I have to stop sometimes and just say, just so and you can see them slow down because they done lost their rhythm because they're trying to keep up, do what I'm. It's like, no, don't do that. Have your own. It's taxing on me. That would be taxing on anybody.
Tracy, as you were talking about that, you're like, you paid the teacher. Sorry if you have a whack ass teacher. I just thought of something. This could be an opportunity for you. If
Mm-hmm.
you know that you have this ability to draw people in and draw attention, how can you capitalize on that? Can you teach
Exactly.
that? Can you
And
do that?
that's what I thought. I went through all of that, and I really asked, and I, inquired, and I got the information, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do fucking Zumba. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to do it, but I want to enjoy it. I don't want to teach anymore. I taught. I was a behavior therapist. I was a tutor. I was a substitute teacher. I was a teacher assistant. I was a Bible school teacher. Look, let me tell you, nursing school teacher. I done had enough of teaching. I came here to be a star. And that's the problem. And that's what they said. And the thing is, I refuse to give what I have away for free. Because it's like, you know what it took me to get it? You know, the tears, the years, the sweat, the blood. It took me to be who I am. Then to see somebody come sit next to you and just copy you. And you know that's not them because you know it's all you. It's like, no, you don't want to do this right now at this moment. Like, you don't want to just sit here for 10 minutes and use your phone. You don't, just because I'm sitting here using your phone. It happens every day. You don't want to dance to Beyonce on the elliptical because I'm listening to her in my earbuds. And you don't even know who I'm listening to. So how you end up on the same beat that I'm on? It's just crazy. I see them looking through the mirror, Christine. I see people looking through the mirror to look back at my feet and cycling. I'm like, you going through extreme measures to get what I got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's just frustrating because it's like, I'm trying my best. I master my art to make people pay for it. But and every time I talked to my therapist about it, and she was like, well, maybe it's how you perceive it or how you look at it. I'm like, no. This has been something all my life. Like has been something all my life I've been dealing with. Like it's normal. Like most people have. My best friend slept with my boyfriend. And she was like, yeah, and we were like friends since 12th grade. And then, we got older and stuff like that. And she did that. And she was like, yeah, just like he said, somebody need to bring down your ego. So it's like, they don't even see, yeah, it's ego. So it's not confidence, it's ego. So yeah, both of them had to combine to bring down my ego. Like my first love and then my best friend. So it's like, I've been through that. And then my other friend that came out here with me, Tracy, we were like, so-called play sister. She was a singer. I was a comedian, and we were like play sister, twins, everything. And when she left, she was like, I wanted to be the smartest, the wisest, the funniest. She named 7 characteristics, and she was like, you have all that. And that just killed me because I'm like, we've been out here struggling, as artists, homeless, and everything, and that's what it meant to you. That's what this meant to you. This meant a game to you. You know what I mean?
What do
And
you
I'm
mean
like,
by that? What do you mean it was a game to her? She said
because
that you had
yeah,
all these things that she aspired to be like. I mean,
but she said she wanted to be the smartest, the funniest, the wisest. But the thing is, this was when we were breaking up friendship.
so
Because
she felt like she couldn't compete with. She didn't like that you had what she wanted.
right, it's like, okay, but the funny thing is, I was inspired by her. She was somebody I looked up to from Atlanta because she was married. She didn't curse. I had like a foul mouth. I was trying to, not curse so much. I was known as Foul Mouth Tracy. She was smart. She taught herself like Spanish. I could barely goddamn talk the English language. So she just had a lot of qualities that I was like, oh my God, this is somebody I want to be around and emulate and stuff. She had a perfect little shape, everything. And she came up here. She was like a fitness instructor at Bally's, and she would start training the celebrity comedians and everything. And she still, no matter what, she still was like, but I wanted to be the prettiest, the smartest, the wisest. And this after we got settled, got our own place. It's like, I don't know what you want. They literally want to take your place.
Well, what about what you said that you admired things about her, that she was married, that she could speak different languages and do different things.
You know what?
How is that different from people seeing that in you, or do you take it as them stealing from you versus admiring? They say imitation is I'm sure you've heard that imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So tell me about that. What's that?
The difference between imitation and flattery and somebody envying and stealing is you acknowledge it. It's just like white people in this country. We have invented everything in this country almost, and we get no acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. And then we say, oh, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. That's a false concept. And see, people still want to build on that. If you would acknowledge and say black people were the inventors of peanut butter, Coca-Cola, all these, the first heart plane, all this stuff, do that. And then we won't feel bad when you come and you appropriate. You know what I mean? You can't. That's the whole point. Just acknowledge. Like, I felt so much better when the white lady said, "Oh my God, you are so good." I said, if I could just, because she had enough sense to see that I may have saw her copying me. So she had enough conscience to be like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, like with Tracy, when I said I admire her, you know what I told her? I said, "Girl, I want to be your shape. How do you eat? I want to eat like you eat." Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Don't sit upside me like and have me questioning like I don't have no identity. Like I'm normal. I'm not fucking normal. You know what I mean? I didn't have a normal journey. I'm amazing. And if you come up and say that, "Oh God, you have so much energy, you have this," then I can say, "Oh," then I will share. It's just like you coming up and walking to somebody's house taking a shit. Instead you coming up into the door saying, "Can I have a cup of water, please?" You know what I mean? It's the same shit. This is mine.
Yeah,
This is mine.
it sounds like it's a respect thing too, because you're like,
Yeah.
what
How
you have
dare
is
you?
valuable that you earned through
I'm highly intelligent. Yeah, it's not just you moving your legs. It's not that. You know what it took for me to wake up this morning and get out of bed and be thankful for my health and my 2 feet and get to the gym and put this energy into this? You take it all that. You don't take that. You don't get to take that. And play with that and assimilate that, because I see them. They watch me. They watch my feet. They watch my energy. They watch how I put my eyes. They watch how I put my nose. Everything. And I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, I was in the sauna the other day and I started stretching because, I mean, I'm just always productive. I don't like really being idle. That's how my addictions come in, like from alcohol, because I'm sober. You know, I've realized I just don't like being idle. That's why I used to drink. I don't like being like bored. So I know, don't be bored. I'm always doing something. So I started stretching in the sauna. The sauna ain't that big. It's small. So they were just chilling. There's 2 white ladies in there when I walked in. They were just chilling. I was just started stretching my little legs. Girl, you would have thought I was teaching a fucking stretching class up in that motherfucker. They were stretching. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I'm like, wait a minute. I can't stretch unless I'm teaching a class, unless it's some competition. Come on now.
So it sounds, I mean, it's interesting to me because it's not about the money. It's not like you're trying to make money from it. It's just like, hey, acknowledge that what I'm doing is adding value to you. And it sounds like that this is a really hot button issue for you. I mean, like things have been taken from you before. Yeah. And so this is going to be a sore subject. And then
so much.
It's like the thing that we need to grow from the most is going to keep coming up over and over and over and over again. So we deal with it. So in a way, this is like a gift for you. And you said earlier, you're 52 years old. If this has been happening to you your entire life, well, it's going to get more and more intense because it's like, hey, get this message, get this message, get this message.
Yeah.
So what do you think a message could be in that for you?
You know what I think?
Okay,
well, I think the message in it for me is, because I talked to my therapist and she was like, "Oh my God, the energy you brought in here, you know, just count to 5, give me yoga, breathers and all this and everything." And I was like, she said, "Do you still feel the same way?" I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "Wait a minute, have you ever talked to anybody about this?" No. That's why I never had fucking therapy before. I'm a black female in America. Do you think we have, this is what I'm saying. I'm just saying, do you actually think? And this is nothing. This is topical compared to my real issues. You know, I'm like, this envy thing, it's just because of my intelligence. You can't fool me into thinking that this is normal. This is not normal. If I haven't been living a normal life, if you didn't go the journey I did, the path I did, cry the tears I cried, if you don't see life the way I see it, or get healed or evolve like I did, you wouldn't be doing the same things I'm doing. And I know that. So you can't, so all you can do is that's just like Kylie Jenner going to get black lips and appropriated. And they say, "Oh, she the first teenage billionaire." That's a bullshit. She stole our beauty to get her lips. She was born with no lips. She looked at the mold of our lips and put that on her lips and went and ran to the bank to go get it because she had the finances and the money and all that to get it. So I'm just saying, if she would acknowledge it, I don't like her. I would never buy that bullshit. If she can't acknowledge, I just love black beauty. And I love the beauty of African culture. And hey, I love it so much. I would have bought me something. Get real with it. If you can't, bitch, don't act like that's normal. That's not normal. Bitch, I've been stealing from us for years. Stop stealing.
You brought up a really good point there. It's like, not only is this happening to you on a personal level, but this is happening on a societal level as well. So it's like you're inundated with it every day, all the time. And it's like, can I just get a acknowledgement here?
all the time, and then
Let me ask
white
you
men
this.
too,
Let
white
me ask
men too.
you this.
Uh-huh.
When do you feel the most acknowledged and seen and valued for your experiences and what you've gone through? When is that? Or
When
has
when
yeah.
I create content and tell people, when I create content, like either when I'm on a podcast, and using my experiences, or either when I'm on stage.
Hmm. So what is
Yeah.
that? Is that because you're getting the direct feedback from people? Or what
No,
is it about the creating
it's
the
because
content that makes you
it's.
feel seen and valuable?
I think
Acknowledged?
what makes me be seen and valuable is put my raw emotion and feeling and gut into a subject, and knowing that I can defend myself, because that's who I always been. I'm a fighter. My name means fight. My Tracy. My name means to fight. It's a fighter. I will fight. I will. The conversation. I'm a conversationalist that happens to be funny. That's who I am. So that's where I feel my strongest, having my conversation and being not even in control of the conversation, because as a comedian, you're not in control of the conversation. You might think you are, but the audience is more in control than you are. They can fuck up your punchline, anything, so with me, I just like to be on the real. I just like to be everything to be on the up and up. Just be on
Mhm.
the up and up and deal with the truth. I'm a truth seeker.
So you feel most acknowledged and seen when you're on stage and you're telling the truth and coming from a most passionate place, and the audience is is receiving that. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
So so it seems like the difference might be that, I mean, this is probably going to sound so obvious, but one, you're on stage and you're with the intent to give that. And then the other one is you're living your life and you're not intending to give that away. And if you were, or not even if you were, but it would be different if someone said, hey, I admire what you're doing. I admire how you look. I admire how you dress. I'm going to try that too. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's real to you and that's what you respond to.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's like, and that's it's disrespectful, it's rude, and like you said, it's on so many levels, because we as a black woman, it's done to us too. When they want to get, white women want to start getting big asses and enjoying full figures, they want to say, oh, Jennifer Lopez, anything closer to white. No, black women. Don't you remember Sarah from Africa, where y'all took her from Africa and took her around the world for her ass and showing her ass and had it on a chart and looking at it like she was a petting zoo in a petting zoo and all of that. But now it's Jennifer Lopez. See, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the rhetoric. I don't like the narrative. It's time to stop fucking lying about black beauty and black women and the power of black women. We're not angry. We're passionate.
You know
And
what? I was just going to say, that's something I like when I'm listening to you right now and I'm hearing what you're talking about and the passion and the fire behind it. I'm like, dang, now I'm jealous. Cause like there's as a comedian, I'm always trying to figure out, what am I passionate about? What do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? And you don't always know. But
mhm.
with talking to you, this is your fire. This is coming from a real deep place on multiple levels. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's great. I
Thank
think it's
you.
really cool, and I think uh, there's a real opportunity there to take this message of like, hey, we're human. Quit appropriating and ignoring and abusing and disrespecting our humanity.
Yeah, exactly.
We are people and we need acknowledgement. People need to be seen.
Mhm. And even with black women, I have the same experience with black women. It's just, it's like they want to sit here and take the easy route. They sit here and live life easy. Like, I've been through all of these roommate situations. That's why I'm displaced now, because I don't want another fucking roommate. And the worst thing I ever did was, well, it was a journey. I can't say the worst thing I did, but I left my own apartment because, I was live by myself out here. So I was like, maybe I get something nicer and get a roommate, get something bigger. And that was been a journey of hellacious, like, oh my God, just hellacious experience with women. And I'm so disappointed. And if I really didn't have a passion for women, I probably wouldn't be fucking with them at all, because I see a lot of women that want to sit here and be lazy and get the creature comforts of life and live their life the way they want to live it, and that gives them a low self-esteem. And then when they see me, all of a sudden they want me to help them. I don't know why they got it in their mind that they need me to help them in comedy. I need to do this and I need to do that. And when I don't,
let's talk about that a little bit, and then I'd love to go into your creative process and how you write, if that's something you want to share. But tell me a little bit more about people expecting you to help them.
Yeah, because I had this one roommate, and she was like, well, when she met me, she was like out of Texas or whatever. She met me, she was like, I saw her at a show, and I always inspire and motivate, comedians, especially females comedians, especially new female comedians. And I'm like, you're funny. I see your potential and everything. And she's like, oh, she was feeling kind of funny because she done had the best set. And I was like, encouraging her. And then she called me. She was like, yeah, I would love to pick your head and take you out for lunch. So she came on good. But then we started talking, and we started trying to do a little talk, because I'm always was trying to do my talk show, my talk game. So I was like, let's do a talk, a little video call. We saw sister talk or whatever, and we were just doing like cultural comedy kind of thing, a comedic take on culture. And we were doing that and everything. And so I just noticed little things, like I'm the type of person, I'm very humble. I'll give you your due. I'm like, oh, you're very natural with it. That's what I'm trying to get. She's like, well, you just gotta not do this and not. They think you stupid because you're humble. And she was like, well, you just need to do that. And then she was like, well, just don't write nothing. Because I used to write the episode. So she said, you just too mechanic, just don't write it. So I didn't write no one time. I was going to let her do the episode. And she was like, okay, now what you say? She ended up writing and doing everything I'm doing. She said, I know I'm doing what you're doing right now, but I'm just trying to say, no, bitch, you're doing what I'm doing. But you told me not to do it. And I see that. And then, so I don't know why, but I ended up living with her for a minute because I could get cheap rent. And next thing I know, she was like, she got a car towed or whatever. And I told her I could like give her $50, right quick. And then, so the next day she was like, well, I don't have my license is expired and I can't get it. And I need a car, somebody with a license to go up there and sign for me. But she did it the way she did it. She could have asked me the day before, because I was like, okay, let me give you the $50 or whatever like that. She could have asked me the night before, but she waited till I come home and I had a show where I was away. And she was like, oh my God, I got to get it tonight. It's going to go up some more and this and that. And I was just so frustrated and tired. And I was just like, I'm tired. And I kept telling her that I don't understand why you didn't text me and let me know. I would let you know so you can go ahead and not feel all this pressure on me, and I'm living with you and I feel obligated. And she didn't even care. So when she got her car, I took her. I guess she thought she got mad at me having an attitude. Do you know she got her car? I started for her to get her car. She got her car, and she didn't say thank you or nothing, and drove off before I even drove off. And then I text her like, well, like a face like, oh my God, thank you or nothing. And then she all got mad, talking about, I didn't expect for you to react that way, and you ain't got to worry about me asking you for nothing else and this and that, and I don't need no friend that's gonna listen to this and that. And it was just crazy. She's like, we supposed to help each other. I don't need no help from my friend. I thought you were supposed to help me, and this, it's always help. I just had a comedian before, you know her, we got to know each other in common, and she used to always be like, every showcase she got, she would be like, oh, I need you to help me with my set. I could give you take you to Subway or whatever for lunch or whatever. I need you to help me with my set. And I always used to help her with her set. For a sandwich, bitch, you can't give me the same opportunity. I'm a comedian. I don't want a sandwich, And then she just called me because it was a competition, and she just kept calling. I'm like, nope, I'm not falling for it, because I know me. I try to be nice, and I end up obligated. First of all, you text me. Nobody has sex to me just to call me, and I'm going to pick up the phone. She kept saying, I want to talk to you. And she was like, I just wanted to ask you, but I didn't finally answer her, because I was like, text me, what is it? She was like, no, just give me a call when you can. I finally asked. She was like, how was the showdown competition when you did it? How was the comedy competition? No, you don't get no more advice, no more nothing from me. I'm tired. It's been at least 5-6 years straight. I'm tired of them thinking I'm supposed to help them because I work hard. They see me serious about the stage and my writing and my comedy and growing and involved. You think you just I'm not supposed to just help you? It's just so many different levels. It's because women don't dig in. People don't dig in and help themselves. It's just like the person that shot the rapper Nipsey Hussle. It's the same exact example. He had a video before where he basically prophesied what was going to happen to him. He said it's sad when you're around people that you came up with and they don't evolve like you do. And then they feel some type of way because you evolving and being successful make them look a certain type of way, so they feel a certain type of way about you. He said that shit's hard, and that's what the type of nigga that shot him. And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, I'm tired of being around those type of people. Like, they will take everything from me after all I've worked for, just so they won't look bad, standing next to me. You know, just like in the exercise class, just so they won't look bad, standing next to me. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna copy me. But you're
Yeah.
not. You can
That
learn. You can
that
learn. You
reminds me
can
of that
learn.
episode of Key and Peele where this dude says a joke in class and then his friend repeated it and his friend got all the accolades for it, but it was his joke and it
Yeah.
just kept getting more and more high stakes. So I understand that frustration of feeling like people kind of just taking stuff from you without acknowledging and then acting like you don't know or you can't tell or
Yeah.
um I was going to ask you, oh yeah, you know what? When you were talking about this, it made me think, like with your friend asking for help, I started thinking about boundaries because I know that you've had a challenging life and a lot of experiences,
Mhm.
and I can relate. Well, I can't relate to all of them, but I can relate to
Mhm.
some. And
Mhm.
I noticed myself recently getting really snippy with some people in my life, and I
Mhm.
realized I haven't the reason is because I'm trying to protect myself so much, and I
Right.
feel like my boundaries are like they're testing my boundaries too much, and if I'm not like like they're not going
Yeah.
to respect my boundaries, and I think
Exactly.
it's a learning curve too, because there's some people, like you ask, like my brother, if I asked my brother for something and he said no, I know that he's just not going to do it. No amount of asking him to do it is gonna work really, or So I don't know. I think that
But
that might have to have something to do with it as well. Just like making those really strong, and it seems like you did with your friend when you're like, I'm not going to answer. Tell me what you want. I don't have time for a phone call, and you
mhm.
had it on your own terms. So
And I didn't still. I never told her, and I feel great. I never told her because all these comedians that you and she get in my face and like, I helped this comedian with that. With that's how she got Comedy Central thing. That's how she got late night. That's how she. Well, what you didn't help me though. But who's been helping you all these times? You know what I mean? And just stop taking. And then she's always like, "Oh, when I make it, you're gonna be the first one." I went when like you're gonna make it before me. And it's just all of these things. That's what I mean. That's what happens when you don't acknowledge. You just have to keep living in this lie. And I'm like, you're living in a lie. You're stealing from me. You need me. It's not when you're gonna make it and what you're gonna do. You need me. Period. Don't try to distract. Don't try to misdirect. I'm misguide. I'm sick of it. And just because I don't like confrontation and want to fuss, I'm not, a lot of times, you know me, I don't say nothing. You don't see me being confrontational about a lot of shit. Most time, if I'm saying something, it's about a set, a comedy, or something like that I'm passionate about, or something about being black. Other than that, I don't care about these fools. I don't care about them. I don't care what they got to say.
okay.
But
Uh,
I just get intensely angry because it's like, I just want more from people themselves. It's like you're not you should. It's disgusting that you don't want to evolve. Why wouldn't you want to? That's all we got in life. You're not getting out of here alive. Why wouldn't you want to evolve? That's how you're gonna get the best out of life. You want to go through life listening to what everybody tells you is right, what feels right, what don't feel the least, what feels the least embarrassing or least shame, and it's disgusting. But it inspires me in my work for women. I want to let you know that because I'm very passionate about my work for women and being a survivor of domestic abuse. I had my first charity show this weekend and that was stupendous. So, I can put that energy into that. And I do my hot topics and I get real passionate with my live shows and my charity. So I have been putting it to good use. I really have, because that's why I really just go in and say everything, and like not sticking to jokes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start having live shows, and I think that's how I'm gonna turn it into money.
I
Just
love
having the
that.
live shows, yeah. Because and the act got passed too. I was advocating for the Domestic Violence Act to be reactivated, because it got shut down during the government shutdown, and they passed it in the House. So that's victory.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm doing like I feel like Superwoman. I feel great because I'm doing great projects. Like with my comedy, I put myself in like a Wonder Woman suit because I do feel like from my journey and my overcoming that I'm supernatural. But I just don't like nobody fucking with me like that. Like they don't like they would envy because I'm the nicest person in the world. I want to help. I want to help you. You know how I used to always give feedback. Oh, this is good. I like this joke. I like that. I'm giving it. I'll give it to you, but you don't take it though. Don't take it. It's just like rape. It's just like rape. It's like emotional rape, a mental rape. Don't do it. I'll give it. But if I don't want to give it, don't take it.
Right. Right. So on that note, I'm gonna ask you if you've gotten any takeaways from our conversation thus far, and then we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about your writing creative process. So, is there anything that stood out to you in this conversation, or that was kind of like a highlight to you that you want to take with you?
Yeah, I like the way you first asked the question when we were on before we got disconnected, and you was like, it sounds like, what did you say it sounds like when I first told you about the envy?
I said it sounds like that you've had a lot of life experiences that have made you who you are, and there's people around you who are feeding off that and taking that without acknowledging it. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah.
It seems like you're leveling up and they're not, and they're getting jealous of that.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Exactly. And that's healing. And I think that's what's going to help too, by you just acknowledging my feelings, and not to go against therapy or anything like that. But I don't trust nobody after just 52 years of learning and living. I trust the Lord, and that's what I learned. But I'm trying therapy out, and she never just acknowledged. Like you did. You acknowledge my feelings. I'm telling you how this feels and what I'm going through. And it's like they just go through a already predetermined, answer. Because it's like, well, maybe it's the way you look at it, the way you said, no, no, it's not. I've tried my best. I'm the most rational person. I try my best. And it's like, no, I can't anymore deal with this. I have to say it. And, girl, I've been trying to find her for the next session, because she was like scared. I'm like, what? And I really appreciate the way you just by you acknowledging my feelings, it made the conversation flow. And I couldn't get that out of her. And she's a therapist. It was just like we had to change the subject because she was trying to act like I was too, uptight about it. And I'm like, that's why I come to therapy.
Exactly. I mean, that really is such a big part of it. That's called active listening. And I mean, you would be amazed at how much people need to be seen, and their feelings need to be reflected back and acknowledged. And it can make a world of difference in any kind of confrontation or anything that you come into when you kind of just summarize what someone else has said, because it shows that you heard them and you acknowledge that. So that does make a difference. And I love when people do that for me as well.
Me too, because it makes you don't seem crazy, And she didn't do that for me. She was like, well, maybe it's the way you look at it. Well, maybe it's, I'm like, no, I'm 52. I'm not crazy. You've been talking to me for 6 months. I'm not crazy. She's like, have you ever talked to anybody about this? No, you're the first one, because you're a therapist and you've been to school for it. And now, Kristen, you're the second person. And I'm going to tell you that you passed the test, baby. She didn't get it. I don't know what the hell she was talking about.
Be sure to tell her that.
I am.
If she needs advice, she can come on the podcast. Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I got a little advice from Christine Little. And,
well, this is a good place to put a little pause on it. And when we come back, I know you don't have a lot of time, but I'd love to hear about how you come up with your jokes and point of view. We got a little bit of taste of that earlier, but let's go into it again when we come back on A Little Advice. Okay. Hi guys, thanks again for listening to the Little Advice podcast. If you're having a good time, go ahead, please rate, subscribe, share, leave a review. Maybe it'll help someone else out. Maybe you could give it to your friend who's having a problem with haters. Who knows? Some people have asked how they can support the podcast. Well, guess what? I'm on Patreon. Look me up, patreon.com/thexteenlittle. And there's different ways to support me on there. If you'd like to see me do comedy in person, guess what? I'm going to be at the Kibitz Room tonight in West Hollywood, April 8th at 8 p.m., the Warehouse in Marina Del Rey on Thursday, and Sunday I'll be at the Virgil for Witch Hunt. I hope to see you guys there. And you know what? Be on the lookout. We're going to have some changes with the Little Advice podcast, and I'm excited to unveil those with you guys. And thank you so much again for listening to A Little And we are back several minutes later. I'm here with Tracy Walker. Hello, Tracy.
Hello.
All right. I'm so excited to hear about your creative process. And then I've got a question I want to ask you that I've been forgetting to ask guests lately. And I'd love to get your feedback on that. So, but first, let's talk about when you write your jokes, when you come up with the next new thing that you're going to say on stage, what usually happened before that?
Now the next new joke, because we got our old jokes that we have to work out,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep for a tight set. But my new jokes, how I do those is when I usually it's from a situation in person, either when I'm by myself, with other people. When I'm with other people, it's easier and it's a much blessing because it's a homemade audience. It's a real life situation that happened. I voice my opinion and they crack up laughing and I just write the joke down, and yeah, it's just like, wow, I did the work for that joke, so it's like you set it up and then you just deliver the punchline and they fall out laughing. So it's like, okay, I might have a little work on the delivery and bringing the passion to it, but the punchline work,
Right.
that's why a lot of times I get up and just say the punchline. People like trying to get me like endings and tags and all that. And I'm like, I know I don't want to say that. I know what I'm gonna say. I just work my joke down bit by bit. But I know I have my own process,
So what is that process? You say it,
my process is I want to know what's funny. If the punchline is funny, like the punchline is like, okay, you got the setup. This is the premise. This is how you feel about it. And then when you do the punchline on it, what's funny about it? That's what I want to know first. Some people work from a different point. It's just like the premise and mess around with it and tinker and stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't even want to talk about nothing that's not funny. If it's not funny, I don't want to talk about it. And I don't want to talk about it if it's not passionate for me. I talk about things that are passionate for me. So I got a lot of black jokes. I got a lot of being single jokes. I got a lot of getting older jokes. And I thought that I'd be writing about different stuff because sometimes you get tired of writing about the same stuff and you're like, wait a minute, I think people gonna get tired of this and that. But then it's like, that's what I got. That's what I got. And that's so that's my process.
Do you ever have anything that comes up that's not in one of those categories? And if so, do you use it or do you try to put it somewhere else to have it as an aside?
Yeah, that's a smart question. Yeah, I usually throw it into it with someone else, with another category, like single or something like that, or agent, because it's all a part of me. Because that's my everyday life. It's going to fall into one of those categories.
All right.
It might be a subcategory, but it's still part of that category that I can eventually, grow from.
Yeah, I love that you said that and you're so clear on that. I think that's something a lot of comedians, especially young comedians, get hooked up on is like, what do I talk about? What is this thing? Or, oh, I've already mentioned that, or everybody talks about that. We're all talking about the same things, but
Yep.
what is your point of view on it? And what are those things that you keep getting drawn to?
Yeah, exactly.
If that has a fire in it for you, then keep talking about it. And I know with you from knowing you for so many years in the comedy scene, having a conversation with you, you have this ability to pick out people's funny, which is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's funny. Write that down. Hey, you should do that. You should do that. So that's what I really like about your comedy, coming from such a real place and seeing
Thank you.
the realness in other people and pointing it out. What are you doing? Stop messing around over there.
Oh. Put makeup on. Oh yeah, but thank you, I appreciate that. That's my drive. I'm like, I want to know what's funny because to me, I don't want to waste people's time on stage. Like you get on stage and people are like, okay, what else? And okay, what else? I mean, that's cool, and everybody needs to learn how to deal with silence and everything on stage to get comfortable. But don't disrespect the game.
Right.
If you ain't up there for jokes, get the hell on. Get on. It's like I saw you one night at the comedy store, and I was like, "Damn, you ready to go on?" You like, "Girl, they need somebody to make them laugh. They need to laugh." And you saw what was going, and that's exactly how I feel. And that comes from us evolving in comedy. We paid our dues. We know what work it takes. We know what it is. We know when an audience is not entertained, and it's our duty. It's our duty, and we know that. Like if one comedian go up there, especially a female, and fuck up, she fucking it up for all of us. Because that's a slot that ain't just barely open. And then it's like, go up there and do your shit, bitch, And that's why I used to try to help all these comedians, but I ain't helping them no more. But I'm like, I gotta go on the rise, and so I can help more women, because I really want to help, more women, because we gotta help women, because, women we can big in our ass.
Do you feel that pressure when you go on stage? Like, okay, I gotta be funny on behalf of all women, or all black people, or all black women, or
Nope.
people of a certain. You don't feel that, huh?
Hell no, especially for women, because women, half the time, I'm worried about women more than the men not liking me. I'm worried about what I got on. These bitches gonna get mad. Are they jealous? Are they envious? They feel funny, bitch, because I got some nice long legs. I've been trying to hide so they can listen to me. I'm like, I'm sick of these bitches. And I'm ever trying to grow and evolve to where I don't feel nothing when I get on that stage but what the hell I got to say, and to have a good time with it. That's my point. And because women, I mean, you gotta understand, women are the ones who bailed R. Kelly out twice. Women are the ones who voted Donald Trump in. Women are, you know what I'm saying? I'm a womanist. I had to go through my involvement with being a feminist and being on a podcast with a white feminist. And it's just millennial feminist. And, I've learned, and that's some more stuff I'm coming back with. I'm like, I'm not taking, I don't feel obligated to women, because I feel like I'm here to lead women. It's like, y'all need to it's like Nipsey Hussle, the rapper, was trying to lead the people in the community, to get them some value. I'm trying to stand up and be value to women. I'm a leader for them. They ain't got what I got. And that's where I'm at right now. Usually I was like, okay, they gonna feel this way. Now I'm like, no, y'all need, if y'all feeling that way, you need what I got, because I ain't walking around feeling that way. Like most people that's hating on Beyonce, especially black women, I'm like, they need to stop. Y'all need to stop. And they hate big time. It ain't no reason to hate on that girl. She ain't did nothing but make us look good.
So, to summarize, no, you don't feel that pressure, if anything.
I might for black people sometimes. I might for black people sometimes. Because if I'm like the only black person somewhere, I represent for black, but yeah.
There's a lot of pressure, and then people asking you questions for the entire race. That's when I feel pressure. It's like, why do black people do that? Or what is that? Like, I'm the representative.
Oh, I love those kind of questions.
How did I get nominated? I personally do not like it. But let me ask you, what do you love about it?
Cause I get the chance to say what's real, because they fed stereotypes. The narrative of us is written before people know us, before they even meet black people. So they already got a preconceived notion of who we are. So you ask me a motherfucking question, honey, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna relate it to you in a white way. Like, ask me a question. What's something they ask you?
Okay, wait. I'm trying to think. I've heard the dumbest thing. I remember the first time I got asked this question, and I'll tell you what I said. But I can't think of more recent one. I have a white boyfriend, so things like this happen a lot, and I just get angry. But I remember when I was in elementary school, and this white girl said to me, "Why do all the black girls sit together at lunch?" And I said, "Well, why do all the white girls sit together?" And she was shook. She didn't have anything else to say.
Because they don't see us as the same. It's like they looking at us as, why you do this, why you do that, why the hell you do it? We humans. We both humans, bitch.